The 30-Day Money Reset. Fix your finances fast. Introduction plus Chapter 1. If you're holding this book, there's a good chance you've had at least one of these moments. You check your bank account, and you feel that little stomach drop. You tell yourself, I make decent money, so why do I always feel behind? You promise, next month I'm going to get it together. And then life happens. Again. I get it. And before we go any further, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. And you're not broken. You've just been trying to build a stable financial life while juggling real life. Bills, family, stress, surprise expenses, maybe debt you didn't plan for, and goals you don't even know how to start funding. Most people don't need a complicated investing lecture or a guilt trip. What they need is a reset, a clean slate, a plan that feels doable on a normal Tuesday, not just on January 1st, when motivation is high and life is pretending to be calm. That's what this book is. This is not a perfect people-only money system. This is a 30-day turnaround designed for real humans, people who've made money mistakes, people who are tired of being anxious, and people who are ready to stop feeling like their paycheck disappears into thin air. Here's what I'm going to do for you over the next 30 days. I'm going to help you get clear on where your money is actually going, without shame. We're going to stop the bleeding, those sneaky leaks that drain your account. We'll build a simple plan that works even if your income is inconsistent. We'll set up quick wins so you feel progress fast. And we'll create a system you can repeat so you don't need another reset 6 months from now. And I'm not coming at you like some financial robot with a spreadsheet and zero emotions. Because money is emotional. Money is relational. Money is tied to safety, freedom, pride, fear, and sometimes even our childhood stories. Maybe you grew up hearing things like, "We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. People like us don't get ahead." Or maybe you grew up watching someone fight about money, hide money, or carry money stress like this constant background noise in the house. So if you've ever felt guilty spending, scared saving, or overwhelmed investing, you're not alone, and you're not late.
Chapter 1. The Foundation. How money actually works in real life. You don't need a finance degree to manage your money well. You need a foundation. Because here's the truth. Most money problems aren't math problems. They're systems problems. If your money has no system, it will always find a way to disappear, no matter how much you make. This chapter is about building the groundwork, the mindset, the rules, and the simple structure that makes everything else in this book work. 1. Your money system, whether you built one or not. Right now, you already have a money system. It might just be an accidental one. If you've ever said, I'll just see what's left after bills. I'll save when things calm down. I'm afraid to look at my account. I make money, but I still feel broke. You're not failing. You're running an unplanned system. And unplanned systems always default to stress. The goal of this book, not perfection, not deprivation, just this. Clarity, plus control, plus consistency. By the end of this 30-day reset, you will know what your money needs to do, what your money is doing, and how to tell it what to do next. Number 2. The 3 pillars of effective money management. Think of money management like a sturdy 3-legged stool. Missing one leg, you'll wobble. Pillar 1. Awareness. Know the truth. You can't fix what you won't face. Avoiding your numbers is like avoiding a scale when you're trying to get healthy. Your body doesn't change because you looked away. Awareness is checking your accounts without panic, tracking what's actually happening, and getting real about patterns without shame. Pillar 2. Intention. Give your money a job. Money behaves when it's assigned. Intention is deciding what matters before you spend. Having a plan for each paycheck, and aligning spending with your real priorities, not your stress priorities. Pillar 3. Automation. Make good choices. The default. Willpower is a terrible long-term plan. Automation turns your plan into something that happens even when you're tired, busy, or emotional. Automation is auto-paying bills to avoid late fees, auto-saving, even small amounts, and simple guardrails that prevent overspending. Awareness tells you what's real. Intention tells you what's important. Automation makes it sustainable. Kicker 3. The money truth. Nobody taught you. Your income is not the problem by itself. Yes, low income is real and hard, but plenty of people with decent incomes still struggle because more money without a system equals more money that disappears. This book will help you build the system first, then growth becomes possible. Your budget is not a punishment. A budget is just a plan. It's not a cage, it's a map. The best budgets are realistic, flexible, and designed to make your life easier, not smaller. Your past choices are data, not a life sentence. If you've made money mistakes, welcome to the Human Club. We don't confess money sins in this book. We collect data and build a better plan. 4. The Reset Rulebook, your new money standards. These are the rules we'll use all month. Write them down if you can. Shagard. Rule number 1. We deal in facts, not vibes. If you feel broke but don't know where your money goes, we're going to replace that feeling with clarity. Rule number 2. We build systems that work on your worst day. If your plan only works when you're motivated, it's not a plan, it's a wish. Rule number 3. Progress beats perfection. A messy plan you follow beats a perfect plan you quit. Rule number 4. Money must include joy. If you cut everything fun, you'll rebel. We'll plan for real life, including breathing room. 5. The 4 walls. Priority order, the foundation of stability. Before you pay extra on debt, before you invest, before you try to optimize anything, your basic stability comes first. Here's the priority order I want you to keep in your head. 1. Housing, rent, mortgage. 2. Utilities, home power, water, basic phone. 3. Food, groceries, basic needs. 4. Transportation, gas, public transit, car essentials. These are your 4 walls. If these aren't covered, everything else gets louder and harder. This doesn't mean you ignore debt. It means you stop trying to fix everything at once and start with the base of the pyramid. Number 6. Your spending has triggers, and we're not judging them. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is this. Stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" Start asking, "What is this spending doing for me?" People don't overspend because they love financial chaos. They overspend because spending can temporarily provide comfort, control, relief, dopamine, a sense of identity, or a tiny break from stress.
Common spending triggers. Stress spending. I deserve this after a hard day. Boredom spending. Scroll, click, package arrives. Social spending. Trying to keep up. Scarcity spending. I might not be able to later. Avoidance spending. Ignoring a bill, then spending anyway. In this reset, we won't shame triggers. We'll design around them. 7. The simple framework you'll use all month. Here's the structure we'll work toward. Step 1. Stabilize. Stop overdrafts, stop late fees, stop surprises. Step 2. Organize. Know your bills, due dates, debts, and income rhythm. Step 3. Plan by paycheck. Not monthly in theory. Realistic and aligned with your actual pay schedule. Step 4. Build a buffer. A starter emergency fund so emergencies stop becoming debt. Step 5. Grow. Debt payoff strategy plus investing basics once your foundation is stable. You don't need to do all 5 steps today, but you need to know the order, because order reduces overwhelm. 8. Chapter 1 Action Steps. Do this today. Keep it simple. We're laying groundwork. Action Step A. Name your why. Answer this in one sentence. I want to reset my money because... Examples. I'm tired of being anxious every time I check my account. I want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. I want to feel confident, not confused. I want to build a future I'm proud of. Write yours somewhere you'll see it. Action Step B. Pick your reset style, calm or aggressive. Choose one. You can change later. Calm reset. Steady improvements, less stressful, easier to maintain. Aggressive reset. Faster changes, tighter rules, requires more focus. Action Step C. Set your money date. Pick a recurring time, 10 minutes, 2 to 3 days a week. Example, Monday/Thursday at 7:30 p.m. This becomes your maintenance habit. The goal isn't to obsess, it's to stay awake at the wheel. Closing, a small promise to yourself. This reset isn't about becoming a different person. It's about becoming the version of you who looks at the numbers without fear, makes decisions with intention, and stops letting money be the loudest stress in the room. Tomorrow, we get practical. We're going to see where your money is going, without shame and without spiraling. Chapter 2. The Money Reality Check, without the panic. If Chapter 1 was the why and the foundation, Chapter 2 is the what's actually happening. This is where we stop guessing, because you can't fix money you can't see. And yes, this part can feel a little like stepping on the scale after the holidays. But we're not here to judge. We're here to get a baseline so we can build a plan that works. The big idea of Chapter 2. Awareness beats anxiety. Most financial stress comes from not knowing what's due, not knowing what subscriptions are still hitting, not knowing how much fun spending is quietly eating your goals. So today we're doing a quick money snapshot, not a full life audit, not a 12-tab spreadsheet, just a simple, here's where I'm at. Part 1. Do the 10-minute money snapshot. For your YouTube video, you can present this like a checklist on screen. Step 1. Find your money home base. Pick one place you'll check for money clarity. Your main bank app, a notes app, a simple paper notebook. Call it your Money HQ, because when money is scattered across 12 places, your brain gets overwhelmed and quits. Step 2. Answer these 4 questions. No math degree required. 1. What money is coming in this month? Example, Paycheck 1, $1,200. Paycheck 2, $1,200. Side hustle, $200. Total, $2,600. 2. What bills must be paid to survive? The 4 walls. Rent/mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation. Example, rent, $1,000. Utilities, $160. Groceries, $350. Gas, $120. Total, $1,630. 3. What are your automatic bills, subscriptions plus autopay? Example, Netflix, $16. Spotify, $11. Gym, $39. iCloud, $3. Total, $69. 4. What debts minimum payments exist? Example, credit card min, $60. Car payment, $280. Student loan, $90. Total, $430. That's it. That's the snapshot. You're not trying to solve your whole life today. You're just getting the facts on the table. Part 2. The Leak Finder, where money sneaks out. This is the part that changes everything, because most people don't have one giant money problem, they have 10 tiny money leaks. The 3 most common leaks. Leak number 1. I forgot that bill existed. Illustration. It's like walking into your kitchen and going, "Why is there a raccoon in here?" That's what random annual subscriptions feel like. Fix. List every bill plus due date in one place. Leak number 2. Convenience spending. Example. Coffee, $6. Lunch, $14. Just one thing at Target, $23. That's $43 in one day. Do that twice a week and you're spending about $344 a month, 43 times 8. That's a car payment. That's a chunk of debt payoff. That's savings. You don't have to stop forever. You just need to see it and decide intentionally. Leak number 3. Subscription creep. Example. You sign up for a free trial, and 3 months later you're donating $12.99 per month to an app you forgot existed. Fix. Cancel or pause anything you didn't actively choose this week. Part 3. The 2-account trick. Simple but powerful. Here's a simple but powerful system you can use. Divide your account into 2. Call them Account 1 and Account 2. Account 1. This account pays bills and needs. These can include rent, utilities, groceries, gas, minimum debt payments. Account 2. This account is for spending and flex. This includes eating out, fun, Amazon, Target, random life stuff. Why this works? It creates a boundary. If your spending and flex account is low, you don't have to panic check if rent is safe. Rent is already protected. Simple illustration. Bills account equals the rent is sacred bucket. Spending account equals the I can live my life bucket. Part 4. The one number that helps you feel in control. Now we're going to calculate one number, not 20, just 1. Your weekly spend limit for everything that isn't fixed bills. Here's the simple formula. Take monthly income, subtract must-pay expenses, 4 walls plus minimum debt plus required auto-pays, divide what's left by 4. Example using realistic totals. Income, $3,200 a month. Must-pay expenses, 4 walls, $2,040. Auto-pays, $325. Minimum debt, $545. Total must-pay, $2,910. Remaining, $3,200 minus $2,910 equals $290. Weekly spend limit, $290 divided by 4 equals about $72 a week. Now, if that number feels tight, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're seeing reality clearly, which is how change starts. And once you see the number, you can make strategic adjustments. Plug a leak, reduce one category temporarily, increase income where possible, renegotiate a bill, change due dates. But you can't improve what you refuse to measure. Clarity first, strategy second. Part 5. The Money Reset Script. Money management is mental, so when you feel guilt or panic, use this. I'm not behind. I'm not broken. I'm getting organized. Clarity is progress. That's not cheesy. That's discipline. That's how you train your brain to stay steady instead of spiraling. Chapter 2. Action Steps. All right, 3 quick actions. Action 1. Make your money snapshot list. 10 minutes. Income, 4 walls. Auto pays, subscriptions, minimum debt payments. Action 2. Cancel one money leak today. 5 minutes. Pick one. A subscription you don't use. An app trial. A membership you forgot. One delivery habit this week. Action 3. Choose your bills bucket method. 2 bank accounts if possible, or envelopes, or 2 categories in your bank app. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Transition to Chapter 3. Now that you can see what's happening, we can start directing it. In Chapter 3, we're going to build a paycheck plan that prevents overdrafts, late fees, and where did it go moments without making you feel deprived. You're not guessing anymore. You're building control. Let's go. Chapter 3. The Paycheck Plan, so your money stops disappearing. Have you ever gotten paid on Friday, felt fine, maybe even confident, and then by Monday you're like, wait, where did it go? Not because you bought a new car, not because you went on vacation, but because money has a weird talent for disappearing in little pieces. Today, we're fixing that. Before we jump in, if you want a simple, real-life money system that doesn't require spreadsheets and suffering, hit like. It tells me to keep making this kind of content. The big idea of Chapter 3. In Chapter 2, you got your snapshot. Now we turn it into something you can actually live on. A paycheck plan. Not a complicated budget, not a track every penny prison. A paycheck plan is basically telling your money, you're going here, you're going there, and you're not allowed to wander off. Because if you wait until after payday to see what happens, money will do what it always does. It will vanish into small purchases and surprise bills. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact method that stops that where did it go feeling, even if you're paid bi-weekly, weekly, or your income changes. Part 1. The bucket method. Imagine your paycheck drops into one big bathtub. If you don't plug the drain, it leaks out through gas, snacks, random Amazon, just one thing, and a subscription you forgot existed. So we don't leave money in the bathtub. We pour it into buckets on purpose. Bucket 1. Bills and needs. Bucket 2. Weekly spending. Bucket 3. Savings, buffer. Bucket 4. Debt, extra, optional for now. Show 4 cups/jars labeled Bills, Week 1, Week 2, Buffer. Comment Buckets if you want me to drop a printable template for the cup method. Part 2. The Paycheck Calendar, your anti-stress weapon. Here's why most budgets fail. People budget by month, but bills don't care about your monthly total. Bills care about dates. If payday is Friday, but rent is due Monday, your brain goes, wait, do I have enough? That's not a money problem. That's a timing problem. So we make a paycheck calendar. Step by step, write your payday dates. List bills plus due dates. Assign each bill to the paycheck that comes before the due date. Realistic example, bi-weekly pay. Payday number 1, February 6th. Deposit is $1,700. Payday number 2, February 20th. Deposit is $1,700. Bills. Rent, $1,200 due February 10th. Electric, $160 due February 14th. Car, $340 due February 22nd. Phone, $75 due February 25th. Match them. Paycheck number 1 covers rent plus electric. Paycheck number 2 covers car plus phone. That's it. That's the trick. And in the next step, I'll show you how to split your paycheck in a way that prevents overdrafts, even if the paycheck amount changes. Quick question. How do you get paid? Weekly, bi-weekly, twice a month, or irregular? Drop it in the comments. I read them, and it helps me tailor examples. Part 3. The Paycheck Split Formula. Simple math, real life. When you get paid, you do this in order. Step 1. Cover bills due before the next payday. Let's say your paycheck is $1,700. Bills due before next payday. Rent, $1,200. Electric, $160. Total, $1,360. So first, you set aside $1,360. Step 2. Set weekly spending amounts. Now you need groceries, gas, and normal life. Let's be realistic. 2 weeks until next payday? You choose. Week 1 spending, $150. Week 2 spending, $150. Total weekly spending set aside, $300. Step 3. leftover becomes your buffer builder. So far, $1,700 paycheck minus $1,360 bills minus $300 weekly spending equals $40 left over. That $40 isn't too small to matter. That $40 is the beginning of the life where one flat tire doesn't turn into a credit card emergency. Benjamin Franklin warned about small leaks. A small leak will sink a great ship. That's exactly what this paycheck plan prevents. If you've ever felt like your money leaks, hit like, because this is the stuff that fixes it. Part 4. The buffer, your new best friend. A buffer is not a rich people thing. A buffer is simply money set aside so life stops becoming debt. Without a buffer, every surprise turns into credit card, overdraft, stress. With a buffer, surprises become annoying but handled. Starter goal, $300 to $500. And yes, $10 per paycheck counts. Consistency beats intensity. Warren Buffett famously said, "Do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving." That's what your buffer is. Paying future you first. Part 5. The weekly money boundary, so you don't overspend. Your weekly spending is like your phone battery. If you burn 80% by lunch, the rest of the day is pain. So we pace it. You pick a weekly number, something realistic. $100 per week, $150 per week, whatever fits your situation. You can spend it however you want, but when it's gone until next week. That's not deprivation. That's freedom with boundaries. Comment your weekly number, even if it's a rough guess. No shame here. We're building clarity. Part 6. The payday routine, 15-minute reset. Every payday, you do the same 4 things. Pay bills due before next payday. Move or label weekly spending money. Transfer a small buffer amount, $5 to $50. Check your upcoming week, birthdays, travel, appointments. That's it, 15 minutes. And the best part? This routine makes progress automatic, so you don't rely on motivation. Because in the next chapter, I'm going to show you how to save hundreds by cutting leaks, without becoming the person who never has fun. Leak 2. Convenient spending and fees. This one gets good people, busy people, tired people, parents, people working long shifts. You order a meal that says it's $12, then the total comes out like $24 because of fees and tip. Meal, $12, fees, $6, tip, $6, total, $24. That's not dinner. That's dinner plus a surprise tax. And listen, convenience isn't the enemy. Unplanned convenience is. So we don't say never. We set a boundary. Pick one. I'm allowed 2 delivery meals per month. Delivery is only on Fridays. Delivery is for emergency days only. Sick, overtime, chaos. That's not punishment. That's control. If delivery has ever jump-scared your bank account, hit like, because we're building a system that still lets you live. Leak 3. The quick stop, the snack tax. This is the "I was just grabbing one thing" leak. You stop for one thing and walk out with a drink, a snack, something random, and somehow gum. And it's $27. Do that 2 or 3 times a week, and you've got $200 to $300 a month disappearing quietly. That's not bad with money. That's hunger plus convenience plus habit. Here's the fix: a grab-and-go plan. Keep a snack in your car or bag. Keep a frozen emergency meal at home. Keep one lazy meal option ready. Because quick stops happen when you're hungry, tired, and rushing. Comment your go-to lazy meal that saves you from fast food. No judgment. Help somebody else in the comments. Leak 4. Impulse buying, emotional spending. Impulse spending isn't random. It's usually emotional. Stress, boredom. I deserve it. I've had a hard week. It was on sale. Everyone has it. Shopping can feel like relief right now, but your bank account feels it later. So here's the fix that actually works. The 24-hour rule. If it's under $20, wait until tomorrow. If it's over $20, wait 48 hours. Most impulses expire if you give them time. And here's a quick quote that fits perfectly. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. That's Benjamin Franklin, and he was basically talking about subscriptions, fees, and impulse purchases before they existed. If you've ever bought something late at night and regretted it in the morning, you're not alone. Comment 24-hour rule if you're trying it this week. Part 3. The swap list, so it doesn't feel miserable. Here's how we cut spending without feeling punished. We don't remove joy. We replace it with cheaper joy. Try these swaps. Coffee shop 5 days a week becomes coffee shop 1 day, home coffee 4 days. Delivery dinner becomes 2 quick home meals plus 1 planned treat meal. Shopping scroll becomes wish list plus wait rule. Going out every weekend becomes 1 outing plus 1 home hang. Here's the simple math. $6 coffee times 5 days equals $30 a week. $6 coffee times 1 day equals $6 a week. That's $24 saved a week, about $96 a month. And you still get coffee. That's the goal. Progress without misery. Part 4. The Keep One Treat Rule. If you cut everything fun, you will snap, and then you'll rebound spend. So, here's the rule. Keep one treat on purpose. Pick one. Coffee, eating out, streaming, a hobby, a weekly fun budget. And you keep it guilt-free because it's planned. Planned joy keeps you consistent. Unplanned joy turns into, where did it go? What's your one treat? Comment it. I want this to be sustainable for you. Part 5. The 7-Day Leak Plug Challenge. If you want a quick win, do this for 7 days. Day 1. Cancel 1 subscription. Day 2. Pack snacks and water. Day 3. No delivery day. Day 4. Cook 1 simple meal and repeat it twice. Day 5. Use the 24-hour rule on every non-need purchase. Day 6. Do 1 free activity. Day 7. Move the savings into your buffer, even if it's $10. If you're doing the challenge, comment 7-day so we can keep each other accountable. Chapter 4. Action Steps. Here's what you do today. Simple. Step 1. Find 3 leaks. 1 subscription leak, 1 convenience leak, 1 impulse leak. Step 2. Choose 1 leak to stop immediately. Not all 3, just 1. Step 3. Move the saved money into your buffer, even if it's $8. Because this is the habit we're building. Savings doesn't happen by accident. It happens on purpose. Transition to Chapter 5. Now you're not just planning your money, you're protecting it. And next, in Chapter 5, we build your starter emergency fund, your buffer, so life stops becoming a crisis. If you're ready for that, subscribe and comment buffer so I know to keep going with you. Chapter 5. Build your buffer so life stops becoming an emergency. Let me guess, you're not scared of your bills. You're scared of the random stuff. The tire that goes flat, the kid who needs medicine, the dog who suddenly needs the vet, the your car is making a noise moment that turns into a $600 repair. And then, because life happened, you're back on the credit card, back in overdraft, back in stress. Today, we're building the thing that breaks that cycle. It's called a buffer, and it's not fancy. It's not wealth. It's a small pile of money that gives you breathing room. If you've ever had an unexpected expense knock you off track, hit like. You're not alone, and this chapter is going to help. The big idea. Your buffer is your stress shield. Not everything will go right every month. The goal is to stop every surprise from turning into credit card debt, overdraft fees, late fees, borrowing from next paycheck. Here's a simple way to picture it. A buffer is like keeping your shoes by the door. When something happens, you can move fast without scrambling. And in a minute, I'll show you how to build this even if money is tight, without needing a huge paycheck. Part 1. What counts as a buffer and what doesn't? Your buffer is not vacation money, a new TV fund, money I'll probably spend later. Your buffer is money set aside only for unexpected life stuff like car repairs, urgent medicine, a tire or battery, a copay or minor medical bill, last-minute travel for family, a bill you forgot existed. It happens. Here's the line I want you to remember. Buffer money is boring on purpose. Boring money saves your life. Quick question. What's the most common surprise expense in your life? Car? Kids? Medical? Drop it in the comments. It helps other people feel seen. Part 2. Your starter buffer goal. Keep it simple. You do not need $10,000 to start. We're using levels. Level 1, $300. Tiny but powerful. Level 2, $500. Covers most oops moments. Level 3, $1,000. Solid milestone. Think of it like a video game. You're not trying to beat the whole game today. You're trying to get past the first obstacle without losing your mind. And here's a quick quote that fits this perfectly. Benjamin Franklin said, "A penny saved is a penny earned." And honestly, in real life, a small buffer saved is a crisis avoided. Part 3. The tiny wins method. This works even when money is tight. Most people don't fail to save because they're lazy. They fail because they try to save in a way that feels impossible. So we use this rule. Save small, save often, make it automatic. Let's make it realistic. Example A. Paid bi-weekly. If you save $25 per paycheck, that's about $50 a month. In 6 months, that's around $300. That's level 1. Example B. Paid weekly. If you save $10 a week, that's around $40 a month. In about 8 months, that's $320. Still level 1. Example C. Money is super tight. If you save $5 per paycheck, it still counts. Because the first win isn't the amount. The first win is proving, I'm the kind of person who saves. Saving is like brushing your teeth. You don't do it one time for 3 hours. You do it a little consistently, and it changes everything. If you want accountability, comment, I'm starting with dollar per paycheck, even if it's $5, especially if it's $5. Part 4. Where to keep the buffer so you don't accidentally spend it. Best place? A separate savings account, even if it's at the same bank. Because if you keep your buffer in checking, your brain will say, look at all this money we definitely can spend. Here's the simplest illustration. Cookies on the counter disappear. Cookies on the top shelf disappear slower. We're putting your buffer on the top shelf. And if you can name your savings account, do it. Call it Peace Fund, Life Happens Fund, Sleep Better Savings, No More Panic Fund. Your brain protects what it can picture. Part 5. The Buffer Building Plan. Simple steps. Here's the plan. No drama. Step 1. Pick your starter goal. Choose one. $300, $500, or $1,000. Step 2. Pick your buffer amount per paycheck. Pick what you can actually repeat. $5, $10, $25, $50. Step 3. Pay yourself first. Tiny but consistent. Every payday, this is the order. Bills, weekly spending, buffer transfer, even if it's small, because consistency builds trust with yourself. And now, here's the part people love, boosters. Part 6, Buffer Boosters, how to speed it up without feeling miserable. Pick one booster, just one. Booster A, the roundup trick. If your bank offers roundups, turn it on. Every purchase rounds up and drops the difference into savings. It's painless, and it adds up. Booster B, the one leak transfer. Remember Chapter 4, Plugging Leaks? If you cancel one subscription for $15 a month, that $15 goes straight into buffer. You don't spend the savings, you bank the savings. Booster C, the found money rule. Any unexpected money, refunds, rebates, cash you forgot, a return at the store, at least half goes to buffer, because found money is the easiest money to save. Booster D, the one-time quick win. Pick one afternoon and do a simple buffer sprint. Sell 3 items you don't use, do 1 extra shift, do 1 side job, return stuff you meant to return. Even $60 to $100 added once can make your buffer feel real fast. If you want me to make a buffer sprint checklist, comment sprint. Part 7. Buffer rules, so you don't feel guilty using it. A buffer is meant to be used, but we use it with rules so it doesn't become extra spending money. Here are the 3 rules. Use it only for true unexpected needs. If you use it, refill it. No guilt, just a plan. Think of it like a fire extinguisher. You don't feel guilty for using it, you replace it afterward. That's the buffer. Part 8. But I'm in debt. Should I save or pay it off? Simple answer for this stage. Do both, but start with a small buffer first. Because without a buffer, every emergency puts you right back into debt. So the order is, build level 1 buffer, $300 to $500. Then push harder on debt payoff. It's like patching a tire before you try to drive faster. Speed won't help if the tire is flat. Chapter 5. Action steps. Do this today. Keep it simple. Choose your buffer goal, $300, $500, or $1,000. Choose your buffer amount per paycheck. Set it to transfer automatically. Pick one booster, roundups, leak transfer, or found money rule. Name your buffer account. If you're committing to level 1, comment level 1. If you're going straight for $500 or $1,000, comment, I'm going bigger. And if this is helping, subscribe, because next we tackle debt in a way that keeps you motivated, not overwhelmed. Transition to Chapter 6. Right now, you've built something most people don't have, a plan and protection. In Chapter 6, we're going to tackle debt without feeling like you'll be paying forever, using a simple strategy that keeps you encouraged and consistent. Let's keep going. Chapter 6. The Debt Plan, without overwhelm. Let's talk about the thing that makes a lot of people feel stuck. Debt. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you didn't try, but because debt has a way of turning every month into a treadmill. You pay and pay, and somehow it still feels like nothing moves. Today, we're changing that. We're going to create a debt plan that's simple, realistic, and, most importantly, motivating enough to stick with. If you've ever felt discouraged looking at a credit card balance, hit like. Not because you're proud of the debt, because you're proud you're facing it. The big idea. Debt doesn't go away from stress. It goes away from a plan. And the plan is not complicated. Keep the basics covered. Keep your buffer growing. Pay minimums on everything. Attack one debt at a time with focus. That's how you get momentum. And in a minute, I'll show you 2 popular methods, one that saves you the most interest and one that keeps you the most motivated. Part 1. The Debt Snapshot. 10 minutes, no drama. Before we choose a method, we need your debt list. Not to shame you, to lead you. Here's what you write down for each debt. Name: credit card A, car, student loan, medical, etc. Balance: minimum payment, interest rate, if you can find it. Here's a realistic example list. Credit card A, $1,200, minimum $45, 26%. Credit card B, $3,400, minimum $110, 19%. Car loan, $12,800. Payment $340, 7%. Medical bill $600. Payment $50, 0% or low interest. That's it. And listen, if your list feels big, that doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you're ready for a strategy. Quick comment check-in. Type, "I made my list" when you do this. That tiny action is how momentum starts. Part 2. The rule that keeps you from going backward. Before we talk about paying extra on debt, here's the rule. You must keep a small buffer while paying debt. Because without a buffer, every surprise becomes new debt. So if you're still building your level 1 buffer, $300 to $500, keep doing that while paying minimums. That's not slow, that's smart. As the old wisdom says, the borrower is slave to the lender. And the buffer is how you stop emergencies from making you borrow again. Part 3. Pick your debt attack method. 2 options. Now we choose your method. Option A, the debt avalanche, most efficient. This method focuses on the highest interest rate first. Why? Because it saves the most money over time. How it works. Pay minimums on everything. Put extra money on the debt with the highest interest rate. When it's paid off, roll that payment into the next highest interest debt. If you're the type who loves efficiency, this is your method. Option B, the debt snowball, most motivating. This method focuses on the smallest balance first. Why? Because quick wins build motivation. How it works. Pay minimums on everything. Put extra money on the smallest balance. When it's paid off, roll that payment into the next smallest. This method is popular because it helps you feel progress fast, especially when you're tired and you need wins to stay consistent. Here's the truth. The best method is the one you will actually follow for the next 6 months. So pick the one that matches your personality. If you want a quick vote, comment avalanche or snowball. And if you're not sure, choose snowball. Motivation matters more than perfection when you're building a new habit. Part 4. The focus number. This makes debt feel doable. Here's the mistake people make. They stare at the total debt number and feel crushed. So instead, we focus on one number, your extra payment amount, even if it's small. Let's use a realistic example. You plug one leak and find $60 a month. You tighten convenience spending and find $40. That's $100 extra. So your focus number is $100 extra per month on your target debt. Now your debt plan is not a fantasy, it's funded. And here's your motivational moment. A small extra payment done consistently beats a big payment done once. Consistency is how you win. If your extra payment is $25, type 25 in the comments. If it's $50, type 50. If it's $100, type 100. No shame, just clarity. Part 5. The debt roll-down effect. This is the fun part. Here's where it gets exciting. When you pay off one debt, you don't free up money and accidentally spend it. You roll it down to the next debt. Example, snowball style. Credit card. A minimum is $45. You add $100 extra. Total payment becomes $145. When credit card A is gone, that $145 doesn't disappear. It becomes extra firepower for the next debt. This is how you go from stuck to unstoppable. If you've ever thought, "I'll never get out of this," remember this. Debt payoff is slow at first. Then it speeds up because momentum compounds. Part 6. 3 debt cheats that make this easier. These are simple moves that can help without requiring a bigger paycheck. Cheat number 1. Call and ask for a lower interest rate. If you have a credit card with high interest, Call and ask, is there any rate reduction available? Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's yes. Either way, you lose nothing by asking. Cheat number 2. Automate minimum payments. Minimums must be automatic so you never miss a payment and get hit with fees. Cheat number 3. Stop adding new debt while you're paying it off. This is key. Your debt plan can't work if you're paying it down with one hand and adding new debt with the other. That's why we built the buffer first. That's why we plugged leaks. That's why we set weekly boundaries. And let me say this clearly. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Part 1. The 4 automations that change everything. Think of automation like putting your finances on rails, not to control you, to protect you. Automation 1. Minimum payments on autopay. This is non-negotiable. Minimum debt payments and minimum bill payments should be automatic so you don't get hit with late fees, overdrafts, penalties, or credit score damage. Even if you're paying extra manually, minimums should still run automatically. Autopay minimums equals fewer fees, less stress. Automation 2. Your buffer transfer. Even if it's $5. Because saving is not something you try to do, it's something you schedule. Example, if you get paid bi-weekly, set a buffer transfer for the day after payday. $10, $25, $50, whatever you can repeat. Comment Buffer Auto if you're setting this up. That one step makes your future self feel safer. Automation 3. Bills Bucket Protection. If you're using 2 accounts, this is simple. Bills and Needs account handles the essentials. Spending account handles the flex. If you're using 1 account, you can still automate separation by transferring your weekly spending amount to a separate card, or withdrawing cash for the week, or using bank categories and keeping the bills amount untouched. This is the move that stops panic spending because you can see your boundary. Automation 4. A calendar reminder for bill check-ins. Not to obsess, just to prevent surprises. Set 1 reminder. Money check, 10 minutes, twice a week. Example, Monday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. A reminder is not pressure, it's protection. If you want, comment money date and I'll keep reminding you to build that habit. Part 2. The Sunday Setup, a 10-minute routine. This is the part that makes people say, wait, why does my money feel calmer? Because you stop reacting and start leading. Here's your 10-minute weekly routine. Pick any day. Sunday works for many people, but choose what fits your life. The 10-minute money check. Look at your next 7 days. Any bills due before your next payday? Any appointments, birthdays, travel, school stuff? Check your weekly spending number. If you set $150 for the week, ask, how much is left and what do I still need? Groceries, gas, essentials? Confirm your bills bucket is safe. You're not doing math gymnastics. You're just confirming the basics are covered. Make one tiny adjustment. If you overspent last week, you don't spiral. You simply tighten one thing this week. Fewer quick stops. 1 less delivery. 1 planned grocery run. That's it. 10 minutes. This is what keeps you from falling off. If you've ever felt like you constantly restart, comment no more restarts. That's exactly what this routine prevents. Part 1. The 4 automations that change everything. Think of automation like putting your finances on rails, not to control you, to protect you. Automation 1. Minimum payments on autopay. This is non-negotiable. Minimum debt payments and minimum bill payments should be automatic so you don't get hit with late fees, overdrafts, penalties, or credit score damage. Even if you're paying extra manually, minimums should still run automatically. Autopay minimums equals fewer fees, less stress. Automation 2. Your buffer transfer. Even if it's $5. Because saving is not something you try to do, it's something you schedule. Example, if you get paid bi-weekly, set a buffer transfer for the day after payday. $10, $25, $50, whatever you can repeat. Comment Buffer Auto if you're setting this up. That one step makes your future self feel safer. Automation 3. Bills Bucket Protection. If you're using two accounts, this is simple. Bills and Needs account handles the essentials. Spending account handles the flex. If you're using one account, you can still automate separation by transferring your weekly spending amount to a separate card, or withdrawing cash for the week, or using bank categories and keeping the bills amount untouched. This is the move that stops panic spending because you can see your boundary. Automation 4. A calendar reminder for bill check-ins. Not to obsess, just to prevent surprises. Set one reminder. Money check, 10 minutes, twice a week. Example, Monday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. A reminder is not pressure, it's protection. If you want, comment money date and I'll keep reminding you to build that habit. Part 2. The Sunday Setup, a 10-minute routine. This is the part that makes people say, wait, why does my money feel calmer? Because you stop reacting and start leading. Here's your 10-minute weekly routine. Pick any day. Sunday works for many people, but choose what fits your life. The 10-minute money check. Look at your next 7 days. Any bills due before your next payday? Any appointments, birthdays, travel, school stuff? Check your weekly spending number. If you set $150 for the week, ask, how much is left and what do I still need? Groceries, gas, essentials? Confirm your bills bucket is safe. You're not doing math gymnastics. You're just confirming the basics are covered. Make one tiny adjustment. If you overspent last week, you don't spiral. You simply tighten one thing this week. Fewer quick stops, one less delivery, one planned grocery run. That's it. 10 minutes. This is what keeps you from falling off. If you've ever felt like you constantly restart, comment no more restarts. That's exactly what this routine prevents. Part 3. The sinking funds trick, so known costs stop feeling like emergencies. Let's talk about the expenses that aren't emergencies, but feel like emergencies when you don't plan for them. Car registration, birthdays, back to school, holiday spending, vet visits, annual subscriptions. These aren't surprises, they're predictable, so we create mini buffers called sinking funds. Sinking fund equals saving a little for a known future expense. Simple example. Let's say car registration is $240 once a year. $240 divided by 12 months equals $20 per month. Now, it's not a crisis, it's a plan. Another example. Holiday spending goal is $300. If you start in January, $300 divided by 12 equals $25 per month. If you start in October, $300 divided by 3 equals $100 per month. Same expense, totally different stress level. This is why we plan early. A short quote that fits perfectly here. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. That's Benjamin Franklin again, and he's right. If you want, comment sinking funds and tell me the top one you need. Car stuff? Holidays? Kids? Medical? Home repairs? Part 4. Add friction to bad habits without feeling deprived. Here's a system trick that works fast. Make the habits you're trying to reduce slightly harder to do. Not impossible, just harder. Examples. Remove saved cards from delivery apps. Unsubscribe from store emails. Delete shopping apps for 30 days. Keep your spending card at home and use cash for the week. Set a 24-hour rule for anything non-essential. Friction isn't punishment, it's guardrails. and guardrails keep you safe when the road gets slippery. If impulse spending is your biggest struggle, comment guardrails. We're designing around real life, not judging it. Part 5. Your Reset Dashboard. One page, one place. You don't need a complicated system. You need one place to see what matters. Your dashboard can be a note in your phone, a page in a notebook, or a simple document. Here's what goes on it. Payday dates. Bills due before next payday. Weekly spending number. Buffer balance. Current target debt plus extra payment amount. That's it. This is your Money HQ in action. And when money feels stressful, you don't guess. You check the dashboard. That's confidence. Chapter 7. Action Steps. Do this today. Keep it simple. Turn on autopay for minimum payments. Set your buffer transfer, even $5. Schedule 2 money date reminders each week, 10 minutes. Pick one sinking fund and start it, as little as $10 a month. Create your one-page dashboard. If you're doing this, comment, "My system day is," and "My weekly check is," minutes. And if this reset is helping you, subscribe, because the next chapter is about building your money confidence long-term. How to stay consistent, handle setbacks, and keep moving without shame. Transition to Chapter 8. Right now, you've got a plan. Now we're turning it into a lifestyle. In Chapter 8, we're going to talk about what happens when life hits, unexpected expenses, slip-ups, emotional spending, and how to recover fast without quitting. Let's keep going. Chapter 8, The Bounce Back Plan. How to recover fast without quitting. Let's talk about the moment that makes most people quit. It's not the planning part. It's not even the discipline part. It's the moment life hits you sideways. A surprise bill, a rough week, we needed groceries and the car needed gas and somebody needed something for school kind of week. And then you look at your account and think, well, I messed it up again. Today, we're replacing that thought with a system, because successful money management isn't about never messing up. It's about having a bounce-back plan so one bad week doesn't become a bad year. If you've ever felt like one mistake ruins everything, hit like. This chapter is for you. The big idea. Here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be quick to recover. Money success is not, "I never slip." It's, "I don't stay down." Or as the old saying goes, fall 7 times, stand up 8. And in this chapter, I'm going to give you a simple way to stand back up, without shame, without spiraling, and without restarting from scratch. Part 1. The 3 types of money setbacks. Know what you're dealing with. Not all setbacks are the same. When you name it, you can fix it. Setback Type 1. The true emergency. Car repair, medical expense, family situation. Something you didn't plan and couldn't avoid. This is what your buffer is for. Setback Type 2. The overspend week. Not a disaster, just a week where spending got loose. Eating out, quick stops, convenience spending, impulse buys. This is what your weekly boundary and leak plan are for. Setback Type 3. The emotional spend. Stress, burnout, celebration, sadness. Spending as comfort or reward. This is what your guardrails and reset script are for. Quick comment check. Which one hits you the most? Emergency, overspend week, or emotional spend? Part 2. The 24-hour recovery rule. This stops the spiral. Here's the rule. When something goes off track, you do not punish yourself. You do not quit. You do one repair step within 24 hours. Not a full overhaul, one repair step. Because waiting a week turns a small problem into a bigger one. 24-hour recovery rule. One repair step by tomorrow. Simple repair steps you can choose from. Cancel one subscription you don't use. Skip delivery once this week. Do a pantry freezer meal tonight. Transfer $5 back into buffer to keep the habit alive. Review your dashboard for 5 minutes. Even one small action tells your brain, I'm still in control. If you're committing to the 24-hour recovery rule, comment, I bounce back. Part 3. The Fix It, Don't Feel It reset. Fast and calm. Sometimes you don't need a deep emotional analysis. Sometimes you just need a simple checklist. Here's the quick reset. Step 1. Pause the guilt. Guilt is loud, but it's not helpful. Step 2. Check the facts. Open Money HQ. Look at what bills are due next, what's left for the week, what your buffer balance is. Step 3. Choose the smallest next move. Not the biggest, the smallest. Because momentum is built from steps you can actually repeat. There's a quote that fits perfectly here. Do what you can with what you have where you are. That's Theodore Roosevelt. That is exactly how you recover financially. Part 4. What to do when you overspend. A realistic example. Let's do a realistic scenario. You set a weekly spending number of $150, but life happened and you spent $210. That's a $60 overage. Here's the key. You don't say, I blew it. You say, I'm adjusting. The simple 2-week correction plan. Week 1, reduce by $30. Week 2, reduce by $30. That's it. No starvation budget, no shame, just a calm correction. Overspend? Split the correction over 2 weeks. And here's the professional truth. Consistency isn't built by perfect weeks. It's built by quick adjustments. If you've ever felt like overspending means failure, hit like. It doesn't. It means you're human. Part 5. What to do when an emergency drains your buffer. If you use your buffer for a real emergency, that's not failure. That's the buffer doing its job. Think of it like a spare tire. You don't feel guilty for using it. You just replace it. The buffer refill plan. When the emergency is handled, you do this. Refill to level 1 first, $300 to $500. Then go back to extra debt payments. And here's a simple refilling trick. If you were saving $25 per paycheck, keep that going. If you can temporarily bump it to $35 for a month, do it. If not, stay consistent. A short quote that fits this mindset. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. That's how buffers come back. Comment refill if your buffer has ever been used and you're rebuilding it now. Part 6. Emotional spending. The plan that actually works. Let's be real. Sometimes spending is not about the item. It's about the feeling. Stress spending sounds like, I deserve this. Boredom spending sounds like, I'm just looking. Celebration spending sounds like, it's been a week, treat yourself. Here's the key. We don't shame it. We plan around it. The 3-step emotional spend interrupt. Pause for 10 minutes. Ask, what do I actually need right now? Rest? Food? A break? Comfort? Connection? Choose a cheaper comfort first. Water, snack, walk, shower, call a friend. Music, quick reset. If after 10 minutes you still want the purchase and it fits your weekly number, fine. But you're choosing it consciously. That's growth. And this quote fits perfectly. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. That's Abraham Lincoln, and it's exactly the moment we're talking about. If emotional spending is your biggest trigger, comment, I'm building guardrails. Part 7. The No Shame Review, once a week. This is the habit that keeps you from restarting every month. Once a week, you do a 10-minute review, no shame allowed. Ask these 3 questions. What worked this week? What didn't work and why? What's one adjustment I can make next week? That's it. You're not grading yourself. You're coaching yourself. No shame review. What worked? What didn't? One adjustment. If you want me to make a simple 1-page no shame review checklist, comment, checklist. Part 8. Your money identity. This is the real win. Here's what's really changing over these 30 days. Not just your budget, not just your bank balance, your identity. You become the person who checks the numbers calmly, makes one adjustment instead of quitting, protects the basics, rebuilds when life hits. That is a skill, and skills can be learned. As James Clear says in a short line that hits hard, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Every payday routine, every leak you plug, every buffer transfer, that's a vote. If you're still here, subscribe because you're building real momentum. And the next chapter is where we start shifting from reset to long-term growth. Chapter 8. Action Steps. Do this today. Here's your simple plan. Write your bounce-back plan in one note. When I mess up, I do one repair step within 24 hours. Pick your top repair step. Cancel one leak, skip delivery, pantry meal, $5 buffer transfer, 5-minute dashboard check. Schedule your weekly no-shame review, 10 minutes. Choose one emotional spend guardrail, 10-minute pause, wish list, 24-hour rule, remove saved cards. Comment, my repair step is, make it specific. That's how it becomes real. Transition to Chapter 9. You now have something most people don't, a plan for when things go right, and a plan for when things go wrong. Next, in Chapter 9, we start moving from survival to growth. How to set goals, build momentum, and make your money work for you in a way that still feels realistic. Let's keep going. Chapter 9. From surviving to growing. Goals that actually stick. Up to this point, you've been doing something powerful. You've been stabilizing. You've been organizing. You've been protecting yourself with a buffer. You've been creating a debt plan. You've been learning how to bounce back. And if you don't hear anything else right now, hear this. That is not small. That's the work most people avoid for years. If you've made it to Chapter 9, hit like, because staying consistent long enough to get here is already proof you're changing. The big idea. Here's what changes in Chapter 9. We stop thinking only about getting through the month, and we start thinking about building the next season of my life. But we do it realistically, not with pressure, not with perfect goals, with goals that fit your actual life and income. Because money growth doesn't come from one huge decision. It comes from small decisions, done consistently, pointed in the right direction. And in a minute, I'm going to show you a simple way to pick goals that don't overwhelm you, plus a method to start saving for them without feeling broke. Part 1. Choose your top 3, not 10. Here's the mistake people make when they start setting money goals. They pick too many. Then they feel behind in all of them and quit. So we're doing 3 goals. That's it. Your top 3 goal categories. Pick one from each. Safety goal, stability and stress relief. Examples: build buffer to $500. Build buffer to 1 month of expenses. Catch up on past due bills. Freedom goal, reducing payments and stress. Examples: pay off credit card. A. Pay off a medical bill. Get out of overdraft cycle for good. Future goal, building the next chapter. Examples: save $1,000 for a move. Save $600 for car repairs. Start investing $25 a month. Save for a course or certification. Comment: my top 3 are, and list them. Keep it simple: safety, freedom, future. Part 2. The why ladder, so you don't quit. Goals stick when they're connected to something real, so we use a simple technique called the why ladder. Pick one goal and ask why 3 times. Example: I want a $500 buffer. Why? So I don't panic when life happens. Why does that matter? Because I'm tired of living in anxiety. Why does that matter? Because I want to feel steady and present for my family. Now the goal isn't just money, it's peace. A short quote that fits this perfectly. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. That's Viktor Frankl. Your why is the fuel. If you want, comment just your why in one sentence. That's powerful, and it helps other people find theirs too. Part 3. The Goal Funding Method. Make it automatic and small. Now let's talk about how goals actually happen. Goals don't happen because you try harder. They happen because you assign money a job. So we use microtransfers. Example, goal equals $500 buffer. If you save $25 per paycheck bi-weekly, that's about $50 a month. You reach $500 in roughly 10 months. And you might think, that's too long. But here's the truth. 10 months is going to pass anyway. Would you rather be 10 months older or 10 months older with a $500 buffer? This is why small, automatic transfers win. Here's a quote that matches this mindset. Do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. Warren Buffett. So for each goal, you set the amount you want, the date you want it, the tiny weekly or paycheck transfer. Goal divided by time equals tiny transfer. Part 4. Sinking funds, your secret weapon for growth. Remember the predictable costs we talked about? This is where sinking funds become a growth tool. Because the moment you stop treating predictable expenses like emergencies, you stop getting knocked backward. Realistic example, car repairs fund. Let's say you know your car will need something within the year. Tires, brakes, battery. You choose a car fund goal, $600. $600 divided by 12 months equals $50 a month. If you're paid bi-weekly, that's $25 per paycheck. Now, when the car needs something, you're annoyed, but you're not trapped. Comment car fund if you want me to list the most common sinking funds people use and how to set them up. Part 5. Start investing without feeling like it's only for rich people. Let's talk about investing, simply. Investing is not just for people who already have money. Investing is for people who want their money to grow over time instead of sitting still. But we keep it realistic. If you're still building your buffer and stabilizing, your first investing step might be $10 to $25 per month. Why start that small? Because starting builds identity. You become the kind of person who invests. And as the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Now, you don't need to pick perfect investments in this chapter. You just need to understand the order. Stabilize, buffer, debt plan, then begin small investing. That's the roadmap. If you want a simple investing chapter later in the series, no jargon, comment Investing Simple. Part 6. The Progress Dashboard, so you stay encouraged. Here's how you stay motivated without obsessing. Track only what matters. Create a simple scoreboard. Buffer balance, debt target balance, goal fund balance, weekly spending success rate. Did you stay close? That's it. Because progress you can see is progress you can keep. A short quote that fits. What gets measured gets managed. If you've been doing the weekly check-in, you're already building this skill. Chapter 9. Action Steps. Do this today. Here's your checklist. Choose your top 3 goals. Safety, freedom, future. Write your why for one goal. 3 whys. Start one microtransfer, even $5, toward one goal. Create one sinking fund if you have a predictable expense. Set a simple scoreboard. Note in your Money HQ. Comment. My safety goal is, my freedom goal is, my future goal is. Keep it short. Make it real. And if you're still here, subscribe, because in Chapter 10, we're going to tie everything together into a long-term plan you can repeat every month without starting over. Transition to Chapter 10. You're no longer just reacting to money. You're directing money. Next, Chapter 10 is where this becomes your lifestyle. A monthly reset routine, how to plan for fun without guilt, and how to keep growing without burning out. Let's keep going. Chapter 10, the repeatable system. So this reset becomes your lifestyle. Here's the moment I want for you. Not just, I survived the month. Not just, I'm hoping it works out. I want you to feel this. I know exactly what my money is doing, and I'm in control. Because the real win of a 30-day reset isn't that you did it once. The win is that you can repeat it on normal months, messy months, busy months, without needing to start over from scratch. If you've made it to Chapter 10, hit like. Seriously, that's proof you're building discipline and a system. The big idea. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That's James Clear, and it's true. So in this chapter, we're building one simple system you can run every month. Plan, protect, pay, progress, repeat. And before we're done, you'll have a monthly money reset routine that takes 30 minutes or less and keeps you out of panic mode. If you want a one-page checklist for this chapter, comment checklist. Part 1. Your monthly reset meeting, 30 minutes that changes everything. Think of this as your monthly staff meeting with your money. Not emotional, not dramatic, just leadership. Pick one day each month. Put it on the calendar. The monthly reset agenda. Step 1. Look back, 5 minutes. Ask, what went well last month? What surprised me? What leak tried to sneak back in? This is not a guilt session. It's a coaching session. Step 2. Look ahead, 10 minutes. Check the next 30 days for bills due and due dates, events, birthdays, travel, appointments, predictable costs, car, school, holidays. Step 3. Set your monthly must-cover number, 5 minutes. 4 walls plus minimum debt plus required auto-pays. This is your stability anchor. Step 4. Choose your focus for the month, 5 minutes. Pick one. Build buffer, pay down one debt, start or increase a sinking fund, increase income with one small move, begin a small investing habit, if ready. Step 5. Assign your weekly spending number, 5 minutes. Set a number you can actually live with, then adjust if needed. That's the meeting. And it works because it's not about willpower, it's about clarity. Quick question. What day of the month would actually work for you? First Sunday? Payday weekend? Comment your money meeting day. Part 2. The plan for fun rule, so you don't rebound spend. Let's talk about something important. If your money plan has no joy in it, it won't last. So we do this on purpose. Create a fun fund. A fun fund is a small amount that says you're allowed to live your life without guilt. Realistic examples: $20 per week, $50 per paycheck, $100 per month, whatever fits your life. Here's why it works. When fun is planned, you spend it confidently. When fun is unplanned, it turns into where did it go spending. A short quote that fits: moderation in all things. That idea goes back to Aristotle, and it applies to money too. Comment: my fun fund is dollars. Even if it's $10, the point is planned joy. And if this is helping you build a plan you can actually stick to, subscribe, because the next steps are about keeping this going long term. Part 3. The growth ladder, so you always know what's next. Here's how you avoid confusion. You follow a simple order of operations. The money growth ladder. 4 walls covered: housing, utilities, food, transportation. Level 1 buffer, $300 to $500. Debt plan, minimums plus focus method. Sinking funds for predictable costs. Investing begins small when stable. Bigger goals, 1-month buffer, debt-free milestones, future planning. This latter prevents you from trying to do everything at once and burning out. And here's a helpful reminder from Robert Collier. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. That's the whole reset in one sentence. Part 4. Your one-page money dashboard. Keep it simple. You don't need complicated tracking. You need one place to look when life gets busy. On one page, note app, notebook, whatever, keep next payday date, bills due before next payday, weekly spending number, buffer balance, current target debt plus extra payment amount, your one focus goal this month. That's it. Because when your brain feels stressed, it wants to avoid. A dashboard makes it easy to face your money fast. Comment Dashment if you're setting this up today. Part 5. The 2 checks that keep you from sliding back. Here's your maintenance plan. The weekly check, 10 minutes. Twice a week, quick check. What's due next? Where's the spending number at? Any adjustments needed? The monthly reset, 30 minutes. Once a month, you do the bigger picture meeting. That combo prevents the "I woke up and it's chaos" problem, and it protects you when motivation drops. Because motivation will drop, that's normal, but your system stays. Part 6. How to handle raises, extra money, and good months. This is where people accidentally stay stuck. They get extra money, and it disappears because there's no plan for it. So we create a simple rule, the extra money split. When extra money shows up, bonus, refund, overtime, you split it. 50% to your next best goal, buffer or debt. 25% to a future fund, sinking fund or investing. 25% to fun or a treat. Adjust the percentages if you need to, but always give extra money a job. That way, good months actually move you forward. If you've ever had a good month that disappeared, hit like. This is how you keep it. Part 7. The graduation moment. You don't need another reset. Let's name the biggest fear. What if I end up right back where I started? Here's the answer. You won't, because now you have a paycheck plan, leak awareness, a buffer, a debt method, automations, a bounce-back plan, and a monthly reset routine. That is not luck. That is skill. And skill is repeatable. So instead of starting over, you'll just run your monthly reset again. That's the difference between a temporary fix and a lifestyle. Chapter 10. Action Steps. Do this today. Here's your simple checklist. Put a monthly reset meeting on your calendar, 30 minutes. Choose your one focus goal for next month. Set your fund amount, planned joy. Update your one-page dashboard. Decide your rule for extra money, even if it's simple. Comment. I'm running my monthly reset on, and if you want, add, my focus goal is. You did it. You didn't just read a reset. You built a system, and systems change lives, one calm decision at a time. All right, before you go, quick recap. You now have a system you can repeat. Plan, protect, pay, progress, and repeat. Now, if this video helped you at all, here's what I want you to do next. First, hit the like button. That tells the platform to show this to more people who need a reset without the shame. Second, subscribe so you don't miss the next video in this series, because the next steps are where this gets even easier, and you don't want to rebuild this from scratch later. Third, leave a comment, because I'm choosing the next video based on what you ask for. And here's the question, what should we tackle next? Comment one of these words so I know exactly what you want. Debt, a step-by-step payoff plan, snowball versus avalanche, with realistic examples. Budget, a paycheck budget walkthrough for your pay schedule. Sinking funds, car repairs, holidays, kids, and predictable expenses. Investing. Investing explained simply, no jargon, beginner roadmap. Side hustle. Realistic ways to increase income without burnout. Couples. Money systems for couples who don't always agree. Also, tell me this, what's your biggest struggle right now? Is it overspending, debt, inconsistent income, or just not knowing where it all goes? And one last thing, schedule your first monthly money reset on your calendar, 30 minutes. That one appointment is how you stop winging it. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, and comment your next topic, and I'll see you in the next video.